Listen-only mode.
Namaskara, Swagatam. Budhavasraha, Dinankaha, Trayodashaha, Sayankalaha, Samasa Prakaranam, Saptamitatpurusha Samasa Prakaranam, Mangalacharanam Kriyate, Ramo Rajamanis, Sada Vijayate, Ramam Ramesham Bhaje, Ramena Bhiyata Nishacharachamu, Ramaya Tasmai Namaha, Raman Nasti Parayanam Parataram Ramasya Dasosmyaham Rame Chittaraya Sada Bhautame Bhorama Mamuddhara Rama Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane Shri Rama Nama Varanana Onnama Iti Atha Shri Maheshwara Sutrani Ayi Un Rulruk E Ong Ai Auch Hayavarat Lanya Nyamanga Nam Jaban Gadadash Jabagadash Kapa Chata Chata Tsau Kapai Sarhal Iti Maheshwara Sutrani. Actually, on Saturday, what happened was that my phone suddenly went off in the class. It wasn't working, so I discovered I could just do this on the PC mic, and I think my voice is clearer now. So that was really asmakam subhidha jata. This is panine anugrahena. So anyways, from now on, I think we should have a little bit clearer voice in the class. Okay, so last time we were looking at this last part of the book. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to open up the book. Give me 1 second. Which was the Saptamitat Purusha compound, which is the last thing in the book. Let me just open up that for a second. Okay. We introduced that last time. We didn't have time to go through the whole thing. So, okay, we are over here. We are right now, okay. In point number 6 on page number, the page number in a second. Okay. On page number 125, we are on the 6th point, Saptamitat Purushaha. And I think we will be discussing this first one over here. Let's just look at in the Siddhanta Kaumudi. We are on, let me see, Siddhanta Kaumudi, Saptami Shaundai. We are on number 717 in Siddhanta Kaumudi. Saptami Shaundaihi, Saptamyantam Shaundadibhi Pragbadva. Pragbadva means Saha Samasyate, Sahava Samasyate, Tatpurusha Samasocha Bhavati. Tatpurusha Samasocha Bhavati. So this is what we have in the document here, which is the 2140, which we did last time in the class. Saptamyantam Shaundaihi, Shaundadibhi, Subantaihi Sahava Samasyate Satatpurusha. Again, why? Because of the Mahavibhasha, which is coming from way back, as I mentioned many times, is from 2111 onwards, Panini puts Vibhasha. So Pakshe Vakyam api sambhavati. You can also have a sentence in the other case when we don't have. So you do not have to compound. You don't have to compound. You can have the Vakyam also. So we are right now in 2140, and in the Mahabhashyam, Patanjali explains that because Shaundaihi is Bahochanantam, Bahochananta Shabdaha, Tena Jnayate Shaundadibhi iti. So we know that Shaunda is not the only word. There are others also. So we get the meaning Shaundadibhi because of the Bahochanam being used in Shaundaihi. So we looked at the Gana last time. I think in the book there are a couple of things we may have to change. But Shaunda Dhurta Kitava Vyad Pravina Samvita Antar. And there's a comment on Antar. We'll look at this shortly. Anta Shabdas Tvatradhikarana Pradhana Eva Pachyate. Then Adhi is going to have some special thing we're going to see shortly. Adhi. Then Patu Pandita Kushala Chapal Nipuna. Basically somebody who's like clever, skilled, kind of, fast, very, what should I say, quick-handed at something like that. Also a little bit like almost like a cheat, very tricky in something. These are the meanings of these words. In fact, in the Ganapatha, there's also a Ganapatha is included in that. So looking at the commentary today, he gives some interesting commentary on that. He says, let's see, Shaunda Shabdaha Yadyapi Madhye Rudhaha. Tathapi atra lakshanaya praveenah durvyasani va anena bhanyate. One who is kind of addicted, durvyasani, atva praveenah, one who is skilled at that. Then Vyadaha says Vyagradi vachako api Vyada shabdotra lakshanaya shuram abhidatte. So one who is very brave at something, skilled at something, clever at something, almost like tricky at something. So that's the meaning of these words. Now if you take a simple compound here, nothing really special, because in the sutram, saptami is patamantam. So patamanidishtam samasa upasajanam, saptamyantam will get the purva nipataha. So aksheshu shaundaha, aksha shaundaha, aksha su plus shaunda su, usual operations, saptami shaundaihi. Patamanidishtam samasa upasajanam purvam. So we get the purva nipataha for the saptamyantam. And then, as usual, pratipadika sanya by krutadita samasascha, supodhatu pratipadikayoho supluk, aksha shaunda. This is an adjective. This is, of course, tatpurusha samasa means it has the pradhanyam in the uttarapadam. So if you're qualifying somebody in aksha shaundaha devadattaha, let's say, if it's somebody masculine, then the you just decline it, because this creates a pratipadikam, krutadita samasascha, it has to be declined, bring the pratyaya su, unusual, we get aksha shaundaha. Hutto visarga as usual. And now there's one comment here which is anta shabdastvatra adhikarana pradhana eva pachyate. I think in the book he has it as the second word over here. In the book, make some changes. It should be praveena, not veena. Then patu, pandita, kushala, chapala, nipuna, dhurta, kitava, then vyada, not vyaja but vyada. Instead of adhina, make it adhi. Not adhina but adhi. We're going to look at that in a second. But let's look at this one first, point number B, which is a noun in locative can form a compound with the preposition antar. Antar is an avyayam. So grahantar vasati, manantar vasati, he stays inside the forest. Now this antar has a couple of different shades to it, and it can only, the saptami tatpurusha when you have to form, it says adhikarana pradhana eva pachyate. Like they give the example which is given in all the texts is vrikshe shakha. Like it's a branch in the tree, on the tree. So tree is the one which has branches, and this is, a part of that. So this is a branch in the tree. So now here it basically means adhikarana pradhanaha means it should mean a location, a place, So location inside something. Location inside something. So when he says vanantar vasati, vanamadhya vasati, he lives in the forest. Now why are we specifying this? Because there's also, antar can also be used only vibhakti arthe, to express the meaning of the saptami alone. Antar, so we can say vrikshe, you can say gruhe iti antar graham. So that will be an avyaya bhava samasa, which we have not studied so far, but that samasa which we just say gruhe iti antar graham, which just simply means gruhe. So now that samasa we're going to study, I think, in one of the coming lessons. It's going to come in 216, avyayam vibhakti samipa samriddhi vriddhi artha bhav, etc. And it's a long sutram. Then vibhakti and then vachaneshu. So in all these meanings, an avyam can compound with another subantam. So there we see the word vibhakti coming. Again, this is not today's topic, but why there's that comment being made in the Ganapatha is that the antar can also be used vibhakti matra vivakshayam. Vibhakti matra vivakshayam. So in that case, we will so vibhakti artha matra vrittihi. So one who only gives vibhakti artha. In that case, we will not be able to form the saptami samasaha. They'll form an avyaya bhava samasaha. Grahe iti antar graham. But right now the one we're using is that antar is standing for a adhikaranam, some location. So in that we can then form the saptami tatpurushaha. So I think we have put in the document here. Yeah, it's here. So graha ni antar. Antar is an avyayam. So by 2482 already supluk has taken place because of avyayad apsupaha. So following avyayam, the sup takes supluk. So usual rules, saptami shaundehi. Any Nupanini sutram, repeat it as many times as you can. That's the best thing that you can do. And then patamanidishtam samasa upasajanam purvam, then supluk. Get grahantar by akasami dirghaha. So Gruha Madhye Vasati. So this has to be a Adhikarana Vachi Shabdaha.
Okay.
Not simply, yes.
Yeah. Without the supluk, it would be antare, is it?
No, Ahal will not become Antare. Antar is an Avyayam. So Antar will remain Antar only. It will not become Antare. Antare is a different word,
Okay.
So this is not that now. See, Antara, Antare are different, not this one. So Anta also is a separate, Akaranta, Pullinga Shabda. Anta means end. So this means, inside. So this is Pradipadikam Antar Pradipadikam. So Rephanta Avyayam, which is like Punar. So Rephanta Avyayam. So Antara is not Rephanta Avyayam. So anyway, that was the comment in the Ganapasha. So this is point number B in the book, is Antashabdastvatradhikarana pradhanaha eva pachyate. Now this word Adhi is an interesting word, because Adhi in the Siddhanta Kaumudi, if you look at it in the Kaumudi, Bhattoji makes the comment, Adhi shabdo atra pachyate adyuttara padat iti khaha. So what is this sutram now? Adyuttara padat iti khaha. This sutram which is in the Tadhita Adhikaraha, which says that when you have Adhi as Uttara Padam in a Samasaha, then what happens is the Pratyaya Kha comes over there after that. This is a Nitya Karyam. This operation has to be done. So there are a few words prior to it which says, Ashadaksha Ashitangu Alankarma Alam Purusha Iti Etebhya, and then Adyuttara Padacha Swarte Kha Pratyabhavati. So this is Swarte. Swarte Nitya Karyam. So the moment you have Adhi's Uttara Padam, you will have the Pratyaya Kha coming after it. So at the end of last class, Vasu was mentioning a couple of examples like, Adhidevata, Adhirajaha. So that is there. Adhi is not the Uttara Padam. That means Adhikarajaha, it can be Adhishtatra Devata. So those are not only when Adhi is Uttara Padam. Then only the Kha Pratyaya has to come Nityam. So you will not see Adhi separately. But we look at, there are, okay, let's look at an example of this one when Adhi is used. First of all, when we say Ishvara plus, let's say Ishvara Adhinam Yashaha, because success depends on the Lord. Let's even form that. Ishvara Adhinam. So Ishvara plus Ni, Saptami Shaundaihi. Now the question is, very briefly we can say, how does the Ni, Saptami Bhakti, first to form any compound, we have to first justify the Vibhakti Vidhanam. Kena Sutrina Kriyate. Unless you can use Saptami in the first place, how can you form the compound? How can we form the compound? So there are two rules over here which I think we just referred to in the end of last class. Let's look at 1497. There is this section called Karma Pravachaniyaha. Let's look at that. So I think from 1.4 it will be, there's an adhikara here saying Karma Pravachaniyaha. So it will 1483. Karma Pravachaniyaha. What this means is that these are the pradis which are being used, but there is no dhatu connection seen with them right now. And the favorite example is means that there was probably a dhatu there, but now the dhatu is not being seen over there. And my favorite example in the Gita, which I mentioned last class, is in the chapter 16. In chapter 16 of Gita, in verse number 3, so 16:3, there is this nice example. We have, these three shlokas in Gita are one section. It says that Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhir Jnana Yoga Vyavasthitihi Dhanandamascha Yajñascha Swadhyayastapa Arjavam Ahimsa Satyamakrotastyagashantirapayishvanam Dayabhuteshvaloluptram Mardavam Vrira Chapalam Tejah Kshamadhuti Shaucham Madroho Natimanita. This is Sadguna Suchi. These are all these good qualities. This is just a list of good qualities. And then Bhavanti Sampadam. So ete gunaha bhavanti. These occur for whom? Sampadam Daivim Abhijatasya He Bharata. So Daivim Sampadim Abhijatasya. If you look at Sampadam Daivim is Dvitiya Ekavachanam. This Pratipadikam Sampad, and is qualifying Daivi is also Strilinge Dvitiya Ekavachanam. Now, Dvitiya Ekvachanam means it doesn't have its own standing. It has to rest on some dhatu or an avyayam or something else, because Dvitiya you cannot say Narayanam. You can say Narayanaha. Narayanaha means, Bhavati, Vartate, Pujyate. You can supply something. You just say Narayanam, it has no meaning really. So now, then what is Dvitiya resting on? This Sampadam Daivim. Because Bhavanti, it cannot be. Bhavanti, the subject of that is, these gunaha back here. There's no other verb over here because Jatasya is, you cannot take an object now of Jatasya. It is the Abhi over here. This Abhi means the Sampadam Daivim Abhilakshya Jatasya. That Abhilakshya, that Lakshya was in there. But this Abhi is now standing without the Lakshya. That's what is called Karma Pravachaniyaha. So tag the shloka in the Gita. It's a very, very good example to understand what is meant by Karma Pravachaniyaha. In fact, all these technical words, as I always tell you, please go to the dictionary of Abhyankar and get the exact meanings. So I'll go there for a second and tell you what the meaning is of the word Karma Pravachaniyaha. Karma Pravachaniyaha. But this Gita shloka should always remember for that. I like this shloka very much, because otherwise, what's the vipatti doing over there? Doesn't make, any sense. What he says is that a technical term used in connection with a preposition, means the pradayaha, which showed a verbal activity formerly. So Abhilakshya was there. In fact, if you look at the Shankara Bhashyam, etc., he will not say Karma Pravachaniyaha. Unfortunately, he will only say, that's not a Vyakarana, tika. So we say Abhilakshya Jatasya. So when you see that Abhi being Abhilakshya, then, you can figure. And here the tip-off is the Dvitiya Ekavachanam standing there. That should lead you to suspect. There's nothing else to connect it with now, except the Abhi. And to make matters more confusing, in the same Adhyayaha, comes this shloka which says Ajyo Vijanavanasmi. Ajyo Vijanavanasmi. Here this Abhi is with the Jan Dhatu. So now, since you have that cumulator, you might suspect that the Abhi back here also is Dhatu, because Abhijatasya. It could have been because Abhijatasya, one who has an aristocratic birth. But this Abhi is not with the Dhatu Jan. It is Abhilakshya Daivim, Daivim Sampadam Abhilakshya Jatasya. So Daivim is the adjective, okay. Sampadam is the noun, I'm sorry. I think I said backward. Daivim is the adjective. Anyway, so continue with the definition of karma. Why do we need this right now? Because that Adi which we are going to use to form the Samasa Ishvara Adhinam has the Karma Pravachaniya Sanya. That's why we're talking about Karma Pravachaniyaha. He says that it showed a verbal activity formerly, although for the present time it does not show it. The word is used as a technical term in grammar in connection with the prefixes or upasargas, which are not used along with the root but without it. So karma proktavantaha karma pravachaniyaha, which previously they showed activity but not. So I know so on it goes. So now not all of the pradeha can be used in any meaning as karma pravachaniyaha. Only some of them about half of them can be used. And in certain meanings. So let's look at that section briefly here. And that one, the one that we just saw is Abhirabhage. For Bhagavad Gita 16 number 3, use Abhirabhage. The prior sutra was saying Lakshanetham Bhutakhyana Bhaga Vipsasu Prati Pariyanavaha. So Prati Pariyan Anu can be used in these meanings. Lakshana Itham Bhuta Akhyana Bhaga Vipsasu. So if you remove the bhaga from that, in the remaining meanings, abhi can be used. Abhirabhage, abhi, abhage. Not in the bhaga meaning, in other meanings. And the first one is lakshana. So anyway, that was how this abhi is used in Gita as a karma pravachaniyaha 16. Now the good news for us is that this karma pravachaniyaha starts from here, and for us it is the Adhirishware, which is the 1497. In fact, if you recall, again I mentioned almost every class I mentioned to you, please follow the daily examples coming to you every single day. Because a lot of things that we're building up now, we've done this, the Savanta Prakaranam, Sandhi Prakaranam, of course Sanya Prakaranam, and now the Tinganta Prakaranam is going on. We hope that in a year's time we'll get the Krudanta Prakaranam going. So there we have looked at the sutra many times, which is the Pragrishwaran nipataha. Pragrishwaran. That Rishwaram is that. What is Rishwara? Because it is this in this sutram, which is the Adhirishware. That's the Rishwara. So this ends the avadhi, the limit of that Pragrishwara nipataha. So anyway, so it's Adhirishware. Adhi can be used in that meaning, Ishware, that one who's, the Swami, the Lord of that, one who controls that kind of. So that gives the Adhi, the Karma Pravachaniya Sanya. Still doesn't answer the question of which vibhakti is to be used. Which vibhakti is to be used with the Adhi, with the other word. Now for that, as I said to you repeatedly, is any vibhakti vidhanam has to be done in 2.3 of the Ashtadhyayi. You may get some supporting facts from other places, but finally the vibhakti vidhanam has to be done in 2.3. And 2.3 there is a sutram which says, I think 238, Karma Pravachaniya Yukte Dvitiya. So as a default, actually, when Karma Pravachaniya is used, of course, Karma Pravachaniya are all these avyayas with Paradayaha. They will not have bhakti with them, but the other word connected with them should take Dvitiya. But then there are a couple of exceptions here. And the next one is Yasmad Adhikam, Yasyacha Ishvara Vachanam. This one, Yasyacha Ishvara Vachanam, Tatra Saptami. Saptami is to be used. So now we're getting to where we want to get to, is that when Adhi is used, the other word is used, the connected word is used in Saptami. In fact, in Bhagavad Gita, there's one more good Karma Pravachaniya being used. Is Panchami Apang Paribhi. Apang Paribhi. That comes in chapter, I think chapter 7 or 8 in the Gita, probably 8. It says that Abrahma Bhuvana Lokaha Punaravartino Juna. It's a very famous shloka, of course. Mamupetyut kaunteya punarjanmana vidyate. Sahasrika paryanta maharyad brahma. I think chapter 8. Sahasrika paryanta maharyad brahmano viduho. Ratram yuga sahasrantam teho ratrivrajana. So it's Abrahma Bhuvana Lokaha. So that's also karma pravachaniya, this So Abrahma Bhuvana Lokaha punaravartino Arjuna. You can tag this shloka also. In fact, these are both exceptions because when I use an Brahma Bhuvanat, so Panchami is being used. Yes. In fact, the one we need right now, we need 239 right now. But here we have used the Panchami Apang Paribhi. In fact, now you got the whole gamut of it. Because in chapter 16 of Gita, number 3, which is, Bhavanti Sampadam Daivim Abhijatasya Bharata. Now that Sampadam Daivim is Dvitiya Ekavachanam. Now that is by this sutram. Karma Pravachaniya Yukte Dvitiya. Today we need this one. Ishvara Vachanam Tatra Saptami. And in Gita chapter 8 we got this one. Panchami Apang Pribhi. Apa Ang. That Abrahma Bhuvana Lokaha. Anyway, so right now we have to focus on this one. Yasyacha Ishvara Vachanam Tatra Saptami. So if you look at the examples given in the Kashika, maybe let's see. It is so 239, coming back to our context, which is that for 1497 the Adhi got the Sanya of Karma Pravachaniyaha, Adhirishware, and by 239 is the Saptami Vidhanam, Vibhakti Vidhanam. We need to get that, because unless we get that first, we cannot form any compound, obviously, until the Saptami is authorized. So 239 is a sutram. Adi Brahmadatte Panchalaha. Adi Brahmadatte Panchalaha. So that the region of the Panchala regions, maybe even the people, it could be the people also. The people, the Panchala, I think maybe last time I said wrong. Let me see what Vasu gives. I think it probably is the people. They depend on Brahmadatta. They are dependent on him. So he is the Lord. He is the master of that. So Adi Brahmadatte Panchala. This example given in the Kashika in 239. So it says, let's see what he gives that. Yasmadadikam Adi Brahmadatte Ashwarvachanam. Brahmadatta is a lot of the Panchalas. Okay, so it doesn't say exactly what it is. But anyway, so right now what we have is that we have that, finally we have to get this vakyam is Ishvare Adhi Yashaha. So the success depends on the Lord. They depend on that. Just like the Panchalas depend on Brahmadatta. For example, in the Kashika. So Kashika example I was looking at was this one in 239. 239 is given the example is Adi Brahmadatte Panchalaha. So that is the one 9. Okay. So here it is. Panchala. In fact, this Adi can be used both ways. You can see also says Adi Panchaleshu Brahmadatta iti. So Brahmadatta is the kind of the overlord or the ruler of the Panchala. So you can Panchami with Brahmadatta or with Panchaleshu. So right now I'm using it with the Brahmadatta as Ishvara. So on which something depends. So Ishvara Adi Yashaha. Okay, so now otherwise from that point onwards the compounding is straightforward. Again, Adi is an avyayam because Paradayaha, Nipata Sanya because Prag Rishwaran Nipataha, Swaradi Nipatam avyayam. So 1137. Again, this has all been covered in detail in the daily examples. So 1137. Swaradi Nipatam avyayam. So first of all, Adi gets the Nipata Sanya, then it gets the Avyaya Sanya, then Avyaya Apsupaha is gone. Then the usual rules, Purnipataha, which is Pasajanam Purvam, then Supluk, Ishvaradhi by Akasami Dirghaha. Now comes this sutram, Adyuttara Padat Khaha. Adyuttara Padat Khaha. So here we already talked about that is 547 Swarthe Nityam Kha Pratyaya Bhavati. Kha Pratyaha. Now remember the sutram Lashakpatadhite, Lashaku Atadhite. So you be careful now. Lashakpatadhite. This is a kavarga, so beginning of a pratyaya, but this is in the section of Tadhitaha. Tadhitaha starts from 4176 to the end of chapter 5. Lashakpatadhite, Atadhite. So that doesn't come. But what comes is the Ina Adeshaha by 712, which is Pada Kachakam Pratyayadinam Ayaneya Ina Iya. So Ayan Eya Ina Iya Iya. Ina and so one more time. Ayan, Eya, Ina, Iya and Iya. These are Yatha Sankhyam Adeshaha for Pada Kachagam Pratyayadinam. One thing which my teacher always told me is that the Pratyaya Adeshaha, substitutions for affixes, any kind of affixes, not only sup or thing or whatever. Of course, this is a section which is seen many sutras, Atobhisais, Ta Nisinasa Miniatsaha, Inatsyaha, Niryaha. All of them we have seen many times. And of course, the first Yuvaranaka also we have seen. Anyway, 712 is Ayaniya, Ina, Yaha, Pada Khachagam, Pratyayadinam. So Kha is the third one in that list, Tritiyaha. So Khasya Ina Adeshaha. Khasya Ina Adeshaha. So the Khakara becomes In, and then Kha becomes Ina. So Khakara is Sthane Ina Adesha. So Khasya Sthane Ina Adeshaha. Ina Adeshaha. So you get the Ina. So this is just this is just an Angakaryam over here. So it is not, it comes in the Angasyadhikara. Angasyadhikara. Basically it's depending, it is a Pratyaya Adeshaha. So Ayaneya Ina Iya Further Kachagam Pratyayadinam. Remember the sutram is because it demystifies the Pratyaya. Because you see the Pratyaya Kha, and all of a sudden you see Ina coming. What is going on over here? How does it become Ina? So that's this 712. And then after that, the Angam gets the Bhasanya. See, the moment you add in Tadhita Pratyaha, Tadhita is a subset of the Swadi Pratyaya. Swadi start from 412, of course, the so just etc. And Tadhitaha starts from 4176, Tadhitaha. So why is it important to us? Because the moment you add a Pratyaya, which is Tadhita Sanya, it's a subset of the Swadis, so then the Angam will get either the Bhasanya or the Padasanya. The default is 1417, which is Swadishva Sarvanamasthane, but then Yachibham. So that's the Sutram Yachibham. And right now we have Pratyaya which is now has become Ina. It's an Ajadi Pratyaya. Angam gets the Bhasanya, and the moment gets the Angam gets the Bhasanya, you have to call the subroutine. like a computer program, calls a subroutine which is bhasya, bhasyadhikaraha. And then in that subroutine, there is one sutram which is a very famous sutram, yasyeti cha. So yasya means it's a yan sandhi over here. Ivarnantasya avarnantasya bhasanyakasya angasya lopo bhavati tadhite ikare chapare. So we do have that. We have the angam which is Ishvara. That Ishvara got the, Ishvaradhi. Ishvaradhi is the angam. And then that got the bhasanya and is the Ivarnantam angam. The pratyayina has sanya of tadhitaha. So then we get the alontyasya ikarasya lopaha. Ishvaradhina. So prajapati is an adjective. So it says Ishvaradhinam yashaha. Ishvaradhinaha vayam sarve Ishvaradhinaha. We all depend on the Lord, so on. So, yes.
Yeah, in Balamanorama, under this Ishvaradhinam, Ashadaksha iti.
Yes.
Ashadaksha iti.
That's 547. That's 547.
Oh.
That's the beginning of 5. I told you 547. We only took the last part of 547 we used, because the 547 starts with the Ashadaksha and all that. So he's referring to 547. So see Ashadaksha Shitangu Alankarmalam Purusha. So that's the first word over here.
What does it say?
See, Ashadaksha, I don't know 547. Let's see what it means. What it means is that 547, yes, Ashadaksha. Ashadaksha is a strange word. Let's look it up. Ashadaksha. Avidyamanani, he says, Avidyamanani Shadakshini Asyati Bahuvrihi. One who doesn't have 6 eyes. Shadaksha. Shadaksha means Akshya is becoming Akshar by the Samasa Antaha. Ashadaksha. Avidyamanani Shad Akshini Yas Asya iti Bahuvrihi. So by 54113 you get the Samasanta Pratyaya Shach. And then Ashadakshino Mantraha. Says Avidyamanani Shad Akshini Asya iti Bahuvrihi. So now how does a mantra have 6 eyes? Ashadakshino Mantraha. So, okay, let's see what Vasu gives that. The meaning gives one which doesn't have 6 eyes. Unless Akshini has some other meaning possibly. That also could be it. Let's see. Since you asked the question, let's see. 547, right? 547. Akshi might have a different meaning in this context. So Shadaksham is having 6 eyes. Is a secret not having 6 eyes. A secret not known or determined by 2 persons only to the exclusion of a third. This is a new one to me. This secret mantra, ashadakshino mantra. So the ina pratyaya comes there also. Ashadakshino mantra. He says a secret not having 6 eyes. Means a secret not having 6 eyes. A secret known or determined by 2 persons only to the exclusion of the third. Oh, I see. So it's a mantra or some guhyam which doesn't have 6 eyes. Means it doesn't, only 2 people know it. 3 people don't know it. That is that. And this looks like a Rudhi Shabda. So basically it means one which doesn't have 6 eyes. That's what it means. So avidyamanani shadakshini iti bahuvrihi. It says yo dvabhyam eva kriyate na bahubhi is what Kashika says. It's made only by 2 people, not by 3 or more. It will have 6 or more eyes if there are 3 people involved in that mantra. It says dvabhyam eva kriyate na bahubhi. Ashadakshino mantra. Anyway, okay. So that is the one, Ashadaksha. So that's 547. Now, coming back to this one over here. Now, when you don't do compounding, you can have the vakyam ishvare adhi. The vigra vakyam ishvare adhi. Now, sometimes the word adhinam can be found. In fact, in the book, I asked you to correct this fact that the word adhina, you make it adhi. In the gana part, it should be adhi only, not adhina. because he's already taken, because this ina pratyaya can only come after you form the compound, and then you have the adyuttara padat kha, you can have that. So this should be changed to adi in any case. Change this to adi, and vyaja to vyada, and veena to pravina. But now sometimes you will find this word adhina used, actually if you look at the Ganapatha commentary, I was reading it today just out of curiosity, and there he says is that the swatantriyena prayog arha adheyarthako adhina shabdastu anabhidhana na asti eva. Anyway, so he says that this adhina, I think, cannot be used on its own. But now the point which Charudev Shastriji made is that somewhere in some Vartikam, Katyayana has used the word adhina independently, not in a compound. So now from that we can, in fact, let me just see if I can find the, so in that, in this book which is, reinterpretation of Panini reinterpreted, he says that on the authority of the Vartikakaraha, which is one where Katyayana says Vakyam Vaktari Adhinam hi. Vakyam Vaktari Adhinam. It's not a compound. So it's Vaktari Adhinam hi. So on the authorities of Vartikakaraha, the poets use Adhina as an independent word sometimes. Asmasu Adhinam, dependent on us. So it should be Asmadadhinam, Twadadhinam, Brahmadhinam, and so on, not Asmasu Adhinam. But I'm just telling you that once in a while you will see this word Adhina used on its own. In fact, not only that, I think you might even see a Shashti Bhakti with that sometimes. I need to check that, but I think that also is possible. Okay, anyway, that we can leave for time being. But the bottom line is that adhinam can be used sometime on its own, though we should not do this thing, but Vartikakara has used adhinam separately, so you might see it once in a while. But for the most part, it should be used only because the pratyakha can only come when the adyuttara padata. The uttara padam is adi, not otherwise. So that is the adi shabda. It is a pradi, it's an avyam, it gets a sanya karma pravachaniya, then tadyoge saptami by 239, and then the kha pratyaya nityam. So you form this is an interesting form, ishvara adhinam, because it's quite a common usage, this one. Asmadadhinam, twadadhinam, bhavadadhinam, bhagavadadhinam, all these words are very common. So remember the sutram saptami shaundehi. Saptami shaundehi, come to the adhishabda in that, and then go to the kha pratyaya from there. So this is what the Kaumudi says, is that it is over here. Adhishabdo atra pachyate adyuttara padad iti kha ishvaradhinaha. Okay. Now, of course, this will be ishvaradhinaha, you can say satishaha, somebody masculine. But here I mean ishvaradhinam yashaha, this is a neuter word. Now, the last thing is that this is not, I'm looking at the last point in the lesson now, which is point number C. This is a special sutram, a noun denoting part of a day or night. When an action is done, when an action is done in that part of day or night, can form a compound. This is a Vishesha Samasaha. You don't see it that often, but yeah, there is a sutram for that, 2145. Madhyanye drishtaha. Madhyanya drishtaha. Someone who was seen, in the middle of the day. Madhyanye drishtaha. So any action is drishtaha. Madhyanye kritam. Madhyanya kritam. Madhyanya pathitam. Madhyanya likhitam. All of these, they can be formed, you can say madhyaratra drishtam, something which somebody was seen in the middle of the night. Now, the sutram is 2145. 2145, it says ktena, the pratyakta. Ktena ahoratra vayavaha. Ahoratra vayavaha. Ahoratra vayavaha. So ktena ahoratra vayavaha. Any new Panini Sutram, I keep on telling you, please repeat it. If you don't, even if you don't know anything whatsoever, knowledge will come to you. Knowledge will come to you. So, Jnanasya pradurbhava bhavishyati eva. Sutrasya pathanat. Punah punar avartanat. You repeat Sutram, keep on repeating. Sarvam so we can say Sarvam Sutre Adhinam. Sutra Adhinam Sarvam. Vyakarane Sarvam Sutra Adhinam. Everything depends on the Sutram. There is also Saram Sutre Patishtitam. Even all the Vartikas, all the Paribhashas, all the Bhashyam, all the Vyakhyanam, everything, Tika, Saram Sutra Adhinam. Everything depends on the Sutram. So go to the heart of it. Because Panini only gives sutras. He doesn't give anything else. Of course, the other things are good for us, but first thing you want to do is repeat the sutram. Tena ho ratra vayavaha. And some of them are pretty tricky. A lot of tongue twisters they have. Because we can pronounce the Ashtadhyayi flawlessly. You can, I think, pronounce anything in the whole world probably. So tena ho ratra vayavaha. So tena aho ratra vayavaha. So the parts of day and night can be compounded with a subantam ending the pratyakta. Which pratyakta? No, taktavatu nishtha. Taktavatu nishtha. All these sanya sutrani are very important, a little bit boring, but they're important. The pratyakta, pratyaktavatu gashti nishtha sanya. And then what we call the past passive participle. It's not a very good name because many times it is neither past nor passive. But as a default, yes, it is a past passive participle because of the sutram which is called nishtha. This sutram nishtha comes in Ashtadhyayi in two places. We're going to see in the Samasa Bhaga also the sutram, the same sutram nishtha comes. It is not the only one. In the Ashtadhyayi, some of us repeated twice, three times, whatever, more than once. And they come, you have to be careful because depending on the adhikara, anuvritti, the sutram nishtha is going to come soon for us. Mishri bahuvri compounds nishthantam padam will get the puru nipataha. But right now we're not looking at that nishtha. We're looking at the sutram 32102 which is dhatoha adhikaraha, which means that in the also very quickly in the dhatu adhikaraha, Panini has this beautifully kalakramena adhikaraha. So which is in the order of time, chronological order. It says from 3284 starts bhute, it goes up to vartamane lat, which is up here, and then bhavishyati starts from 333 starts bhavishyati 333. Now in that bhute adhikaraha is the sutram nishtha. So nishtha can be used to depict an action in the past tense. Now one more quick thing about the nishtha is that as a default, first of all, nishtha is a sanya krut pratyaya. Because krud thing starts from 3193. Always know the adhikara of the Ashtadhyayi, adhikara. So who has power in this region? Who controls this region? So that is the adhikara of krud thing. So nishtha pratyaya is a krut pratyaya, what we call in English participles. And as a default rule, we have the sutram which is kartari krut. Any participle is used in kartari arthe. But then comes a very important apavada for that, which is the tayoreva krityakta kalarthaha. This pratyakta, among others, can be used only in the passive. So that's how it becomes a past passive participle. Because participle means krit pratyaya. Past because it's in the bhute adhikare vihitaha. It's in the bhute adhikara, it's said. And it's passive because of this sutram. Tayoreva means anuvritya praya sutram, which you already know. Karmani, so bhava karmanoho eva kta pratyah prayujyate. So it becomes passive. So that pratyakta, so niktanta, suktantena, says ktena, means tadanta vidhi, means ending kta. So ktantena subantena, he says ktantena subantena sahva samasyate satat purushaha. So annaha ratreshcha avayavaha saptamyantaha ktantena sahva samasyate satat purushaha. So purvanye kritam is purvanya kritam. Nothing special here. Purvanya plus ni. As usual, we get the purnipataha by upasajanam purvam. Prathamanadishtam samas upasajanam. Then supluk, nothing special. I hope by this time these are all very, very fast for you because, they're straightforward. And then because the krita is an adjective, these are adjectives. Something which was done. So we say purvanya kritam karyam, something which was done. So you decline this because the pradhanyam is here. Something was done. In fact, it was done in the forenoon, which is secondary. The pradhanyam is something was done. So you can decline it, and as usual, we have to look at the sutram, which is the Paravalingam Dvandva Tatpurushayoho. Paravalingam is the lingam of Tatpurusha compound we dictated by the Uttarapadam. So in this case, it's qualifying something, let's say karyam, some work which was done. So purvanya kritam karyam. Karma, you can make it karma really, because karyam was an adjective. So some job was done. Some job was done in the early part of the day. So karma. So purvanya kritam karma. Of course, amipurva after that. When we do the atoam amipurvaha. So then another example in the book is that now the book example which he gives the example which is madhyane drishtaha. Madhyana drishtaha. So this we talked about in the last class when we talked about the ekadeshi samasaha. Right here we talked about ekadeshi samasaha. When we had the sutram 221, if you recall, this we already did, and now we're not talking about the how do we form the word madhyana itself. Madhyana. So we won't go through all in detail, we already did in the last class, because if you recall 221 is said only what purva paradharottara ekadeshinaikadhikarane. Repeat the sutram 20 times. Purva paradharottaram ekadeshinaikadhikarane. Purva paradharottaram ekadeshinaikadhikarane. So purva, apara, adhara, uttara. Only these four are authorized to form a compound with ekadeshina, something which has parts, a single item which has parts. We went into detail last time. Then how do, and then we had ardham napumsakam. But then here we have the word madhyana, madhyaratraha. And how can we use madhya along with these now, along with the ekadeshina? And there we saw the Vyakhyanam in the last class. We'll repeat it today because the book has given the example right now of the Madhyana Kritam Drishtam. So I want to give you how Madhyana was formed, just refresh our memory. He says Sayam, Sankhya Visaya Purvasya Annasya Ahannanyatarasyamnyam. This is Sutram 6.3.1.1.10, which is not today's topic at all. But in that, Panini talks about compounding ahan with not only with the word vi and saya, sankhya vi saya. So now there is no sutram to compound with vi and saya. So now saya, so saya is here. Sorry, saya. I should say saya. Saya is here, sayam. So now that gives a nyapakam that not only those four. In fact, if you look at the Siddhanta Kaumudi, beautifully has put that one. I think we saw this last time. The Vyakhyanam in the Kaumudi. Let's see here. Pura Padara. It says that Sarvopi ekadesha anha samasyate. It says not only those four words Purva, Apara, Adhara and Uttaram, but any part. Doesn't have to be those. Sarvopi ekadesha. Any part. Anha samasyate. Can compound with the word ahan. Because of this nyapakam. Because this word sankhya, visaya, etc. So there, we had the nyapakam. So these words were compounding with that. So then we can understand that this can be extended. But now we don't even have that. We have the word ratra, madhya ratra. So now, how do we justify that? Because then we extend the nyapakam. Is that kechittu? Some people say that sarvopi ekadeshaha kalena samasyate natu anneva. Not only with the word ahan, but kalena samasyate. Any time, it is night, day, week, whatever, any time, unit of time. Nyapakasya samanyapekshatvat. Doesn't depend on the word ahan itself. Any unit of time can compound with any part of it. Not only the ahan pratipadikam. Tena madhyaratraha. So madhyaratraha. So midnight can be made like that because it was not only that the nyapakam was only limited to ahan, because this word madhyaratra is a shishta prayogaha. It's a justified form. So we have to find. So in fact Kashika also says is here ekadeshi samasaha purvadibhyo anyasyapi bhavati iti etadeva visaya purvasya anyasya grahanam nyapakam. So vi and saya they have used, so they could not have compounded. Anyway, that's just refreshing from last time. So that is how I think we already did the example last time. Madhyanha. So basically 221 has been used, and then the steps are the same as this one over here. Let me go back. So, and then of course once you get madhyanha, then madhyanhe kritam adrishtam, we can use 2145. So let's see, Purvakayasya. I think we went way back. We had done this example. Let's see, in the beginning itself, when we're talking about this one, okay, Dhyanaha Panchami Bhayena, I'm sorry. Because in the beginning of the lesson, we had covered Samasantaha. And at that time, we had talked about this one, Purva Sadrisha. No, sorry, give me 1 second. We have done this one example. Example has been done. In fact, you know what? I think it's coming in the homework. Let me look at that down there. It might be faster for us. Did all the homework here. Okay. No, I didn't do it. Okay, here it is. This is Madhyaratra. It is here. So, Sarvopi Ekadeshana Ekadesha Anna Samasyate, and then Kechittu Sarvopi Ekadesha Kalena Samasyate, Natu Annaiva. Nyapakasya Samanyapekshatvat, Madhya plus Ratri, which you can use, first we use 2 to 1, extend that 2 to 1, not only Purva, Apara, Adhara, and Uttaram, but only take also Madhya also with that. So this is the Prathama Nidrishtam, Samasa Upasajanam. Recall one more thing, this is an Apavada for Shashtat Purusha. It's an Apavada. If you say Ratrehe Madhyam Nishu, then Rati, if I had Shashtat Purusha, then by Sutram 228 Shashti, that Shashti is Prathama Nidrishtam, Shashti would have got the Purnipataha. But now what is happening is that the Pura, Apara, Adhara and Uttaram, that is Prathama Nidrishtam. So that goes Puram. So we need this Apavada for Shashti Purusha. I mentioned in the class last time is that in the book, even though he has put it like that in Shashti, these are the point B and C. Actually, Apavada for Shashti Purusha, point B and C over here. So let's just repeat this one more time, then we do the homework. Is to take Madhya also and compound that. And here we have Madhya plus Rati by Supluk. Then add the Pratyaya Ach by 5487. Ahasarvaikadesha, Ekadesha, Sankhyat Punyacha Ratrehe. So Ratri is the Uttarapadam. So we get the Pratyaya Ach following that when we have the Ekadesha as the Purapadam. So Ekadesha is one part. So Madhya Ratra, again we get the Bhasanya for the Yangam. I'm going a little bit fast because this is done in a prior class, okay? Just doing a little bit fast over here. So we get the Bhasanya, then Yachibham, Yasyeticha Madhya Ratra, and normally we would have had the Ratri is a Silinga Shabdaha. We should have had Paravalingam Dhanata Purusha Yoho. Instead of that, we get the Ratranhaha Pumsi, and not the feminine gender Paravalingam. So we get in Pumsi Madhya Ratraha. So that completes this lesson, I think. I don't think, the one more point I want to make is that just like, see, these sutras will not be enough to justify every Tatpurusha Samasa, which is Saptami Tatpurusha Samasa. So every Saptami Samasa cannot be justified by these. So you have to occasionally rely on the Yoga Vibhagaha. Yoga Vibhagaha, which we taught in prior classes, is that when you split one sutram into two, in order to make a loophole in there, to justify usages which otherwise would be considered to be ungrammatical. Like Bhudevaha. Bhuvi Devaha Iva Bhudevaha. Brahmanaha. So it says one who is like a god on earth. So Bhudevaha. So this is there is no sutram for this. So Bhuvi Devaha cannot be made. So basically many times you see a Saptami Samasaha. Tad Vidhaka Sutram Nasti. So in the commentary, you will look at the Vigraha Vakyam. And if it's just say like Bhuvi Devaha Iva, Iva also is kind of supplied there, then you have to understand Saptami Tatpurusha is being used, and if there's no sutram for that, because Saptami Tatpurusha we only have this many rules. We haven't done them all. We only did 2, I think. But even if you did them all, only from Saptami Shaundai up to here. So these will not account for this sutram. This prayogaha. So if you have a grammar commentary, Vyakarana Tika, then it will say Saptami iti yoga vibhagat samasaha. Saptami iti yoga vibhagat samasaha. So all these Vedikrana Tatpurushaha, except for Shashti, because Shashti already we have sutram Shashti. So that is a general sutram. So that can always be used to justify, a Samanya Shashti, Shesha Shashti, we can always be used. We don't need to make any, there's already only one padam. You cannot do yoga vibhaga of the one sutram which has only one padam. So it's already there, Shashti. But the remaining, which we saw, like the Dvitiya, Titiya, Chaturthi, Panchami. In fact, I think in the Lagu Siddhanta Kaumudi at the end, he puts this statement, which I'll read out. I didn't put in the document that. He says that Dvitiya, Tritiya, Ityadi Yoga Vibhagat Anyatrapi Dvitiyadi Vibhaktinam Prayoga Vashat Samaso Jneyaha. Prayoga Vashat, Shishta Prayoga Vashat. You see the Shishta Prayoga. Then you have to split these sutras, Which one are we talking about? We're talking about starting in this, of course, from 2.1.12. We say, here we have 2.1.22. So Dvitiya, split this out. So Dvitiya, we split it out. It says, Samarthena Subantena Saha Samasyate. Tatpurusha Samaso Bhavati. So we don't have to limit ourselves to only these or these or these. Just it can be. So Dvitiya can be compounded with a connected word to form a compound. But these are the main ones. The main ones are these. Same thing Tritiya, same thing here. Then Chaturthi, same thing here. Panchami, that here also. And then Saptami, which we just did. So all will be ready to, this is the very important thing of this section, is that these sutras will not justify all usage in the language. You have to be ready to extend them. Okay. And one more thing you can also do is this, there's also a Bahulam over here. So for this Panchami, etc., we can use the Bahulam coming down maybe. Anyway, we have to somehow extend them. Okay. So that completes the lesson, I think. Now let's go on to the homework, which I hope some of you have done. Now homework is nothing new. It's only repeating what you already done. So we can kind of go a little bit fast because all these examples over here are already done in the class. So I had to only copy paste from the prior lessons. But we can do it in the class again just to practice. So let's see. Let me just get this the proper. So yes, a lot of marking in the book. So first one is we'll come back to vocabulary. When we do the next section here, we'll look at the vocabulary over here. When we look at this one, the English to Sanskritam, we'll use the vocabulary. So let's skip this for time being. We'll come back to it. We'll use this for the other homework over here. So says Panina Grihitaha. So Panina Grihita. Look at the vibhakti, very straightforward. Panina Grihitaha, somebody who is being held with the hand. Now, well, as a side topic, Grihitaha. In fact, let's get somebody involved over here. Let's get maybe Indu involved. Indu, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Satish.
Okay, can you give me a sutram for the dirgha, ikara coming here and the samprasaranam coming over here?
Samprasaranam is the grahija.
Very good. Grahija, Vai, Vyadhi, Vichyati, 6116. Samprasaranam. What has happened here is that this is not in the document because this is not today's topic, but dhatu is grah. The pratyakta which we just saw right now, which is the Nishtha Sutram, which is 32112. See, now we are coming to the end of the book. So you should practice all these rules which we have studied, So Sutram and Nishtha. Of course, some of them were studied before we went on the web, so not recorded, but we practice them now, just to get some familiarity with them. So, abhyasena grihyate, as Gita says, right? Only by practice only you will understand. In fact, adhyapanena grihyate. So only when you teach somebody else it will become firm. So what Indu is saying is that this sutram, which is grahijya, vai, vyadhi, vashti, vichati, vrishchati, richati, vijjati nam niticha. So the dhatu grah is the very first one there. This takes samprasaranam when you have the pratyaya, which is kiti or niti. Kiti, anuvritti of kiti. So chakarat, so cha shabdat, kiti api. So pratyakta was used, samprasaranam, then igyanas samprasaranam, which is a sanya sutram 1145. Again, this is not in the document because this is not today's topic, but we should know these rules. And then samprasaranacha. In fact, in the very last Saturday class, we did this sutram in the class. In the very last Saturday class, we had this sutram, so please practice. Now, what about the dirgha ikara here? Indu, any guess for that? It's idagama is coming here. Right. Then how it become dirgha? Okay, the idagama comes from what sutram, Indu?
Graho lati
Correct. Graho lati dirgha. Grahorati dirgha. So idagama comes by 7235. Ardhadhatuka syed valadehe. Grahorati dirgha. Specifically, Pani mentioned dhatu grah. So when after dhatu grah, the idagama will become dirgha. As long as the pratyaya following is not a lit pratyaya, which you don't have right now, so graho liti dirgha. So very, very simple sutram, which is following the dhatu grah, the idagama becomes dirgha, pratyaya is following is not a lit pratyaya. So we got the form grihitaha. Now panina grihitaha is held by the hand. So now depending what the vivaksha of the speaker is, it can be either taken as the kartru or the karta or the karanam. If you take the karanam, when you take as the karanam means instrument. Instrument means there should be some other karta who using the instrument. We say, my favorite example is that Ramena Banena Vali Hataha means Vali was killed by an arrow by Sri Rama. Now Sri Rama is clearly the karta there, the arrow is the karanam. The arrow can only be an karanam when you have another karta using the karanam, obviously. When you have an agent using the instrument, then only can be instrument. So usually you have, if you have somebody, yes, Devadattena Panina Grihita. He was held by Devadatta with the hand. Or Vivaksha with the Pani itself might be by the Karta. So Panina Grihita, he was held by the hand. So that's the subtle difference between the Karta and Karanam. The Karanam means somebody using an instrument to do an action. Karta means he is independent, he himself is the Karta. So either way we can use 2132, which is Kartakarane Krita Bahulam, straightforward sutram, Kartakarane Krita Bahulam, which means that a Karta Karanam can be used to form a Titiya Samasaha with the Krit Pratyaya. And we already saw that the Pratyaya, now we Krudating, Krudating, is how all these sannyas are intertwined, they're all very, very intertwined. What is Krit, what is Pratyaya, what is Ardhadhatukam, what is Samprasaranam, what is Nishtha. So sannyas have to be known very well. So Krudating, I think someone was telling me one that in Harvard they had this course, we should only sannyas, the first quarter, only sannyas sutrani. So they had all these, sannyas, and when they came afterward, they knew all the sannyas very well. They could proceed very fast. Kruda thing starts from 3193, and then from 32, we right now using 32102, Nishtha Pratyaya. So that's why we have to confirm that the Nishtha Pratyaya, which is Taktavatu Nishtha, has a Krit Sanya, then only we can use the Kartakarane Krita Bahulam. So the prakriya is straightforward. Let's go to document. I put them all in document here. So Panina Grihitaha, Pani Grihitaha is Pani plus Ta, Grihita plus Su, Kartakarane Krita Bahulam. So this Kartakarane is the Prathama Nirdishtam. So we can take Pranishtam Samas, Upasajanam Purvam, so Pani Grihitaha. In fact, actually in Siddhanta Kaumudi, the way it's put that is that Kartakarane Krita Bahulam is he's put Kartari Karane Cha Titiya. So he has taken this as Saptami. So this can be taken as a Prathama Dvivachanam. We're taking Saptami Ekavachanam. So Kartari Karane Cha Titiya. The Anivita Titiya is coming down. So you can take Titiya as a Prathama Nirdishtam. And in the sense of Kartari or Karane, Krudantena Bhulam Samasyate. So in any case, the Prathama Nirdishtam is not this Krita. Is Krita clearly in the sutram is Kartakarane Krita Bahulam, Krita Titiya Ekavachanam. That's not the Prathama Nirdishtam. Nirdishtam either this one you can take, or you can take the Anuvritti of Tritiya. That's Prathama Nirdishtam. That goes Purvam, Upasajanam Purvam. And then Supluk, as usual, Pani Grihita. It's an adjective to somebody. So Pani Grihita, Paravalingam, Dunatat Purushayoho, Pani Grihitaha, Devadattaha. You can say Pani Grihitaha, Sarpaha, Pani Grihita, Nari, somebody, Yuvati, Pani Grihitam Phalam, something. So it depends on what is qualifying. Paravalingam Dunatat Purushayoho. So straightforward. Now the next one we already did, right now we just did the next one in the class just now, which is the Madhyanha. Sorry, Madhyam Ratrehe. So we just did that whole thing in the class just now, which is Madhya Su Ratri plus. This is the Ekadeshi Samasaha. And sutram we want to use is Purva Paradharo Taram Ekadeshi Naikadhikarane. Purva-paradharottaram ekadeshinaikadhikkarane. It only gives Purva, Apara, Adhara, Uttaram, but then by the Nyapakam from 631-110, we and Sai are given, they can compound with Ahan. So we take it that Ahan can compound, Sarvopi Ekadeshaha Anha Samasyate. Then we can say Ahan can compound, any part can compound with Ahan. Then we extend that any part can compound with any Subantam, which is a unit of time. Kalena Samasyate. So then by that Nyapakam we extend this, we move Madhya plus Su again, Prathama Nidishtam would be over here. So you include Madhya there also. That goes Upasajanam Purvam, Madhya Su, Ratri, Nyas, 2 to 1 is an Apavada for Shashitat Purusha. If Shashitat Purusha was used, then with the Shashti Antam Padam would have got Purnipataha, Ratri would have gone first. Okay. And then after that, what we do is that Madhya Rati, Supluk. Again, this has been done in the class already previously, so I'm going a bit fast now. Then Ahasarvaika Desha Sankhyata Punya Charatre. Uttar Padam is Ratri, gets a Pratyach. When the Pura Padam is one of these Ekadesha. So Madhya is an Ekadesha, part of the night. So then Pratyach comes Anubandhalope. Akaraha. Angam, this is also in Tadita Adhikara. Samasantaha is a part of Taditaha Prakaranam. These are strange pratyas because they are pratyas, but they become the ending part of the samasa. We talked about that in previous classes, Samasantaha. And then Angam gets the Bhasanya, Yachibham, because any Tadita pratyas added, they are the part of Swadi Pratyaha. So the Angam will be either Bhasanya or Padasanya. When the Bhasanya comes, you have to call the subroutine Bhasya. Sutram Yasya Ticha is there, Ivarnantasya, Varnantasya, Bhasanyakasya, Angasya, Lopabhavati, Tadita Ikare Chapare. So this is the Ivarnantam Angam. We get the Alontyasya Ikar Lopaha, Madhyaratra. You should have had Paravalingam, Dansatpurushayoho. But then instead of that, because of special Sutram, Ratranhaha Pumsi, Ratranhaha Pumsi, Ratranhaha Pumsi. So Ratra, Anha and Aha ending Pratipadikams, when you form this compound, it will become Pumsi. So Ratranhaha Pumsi, Ratranhaha Pumsi. Okay, so then that overrides the Paravalingam and become Pullinge, and we make it decline Madhyaratra. That's the whole prakriya of that. Now the next one is, this is nothing new, already done in prior classes. Bhayasya hetu, nothing special at all. This is Shashti Tat Purusha compound. It's a Sambandha Shashti, Shesha Shashti. Sutram is Shashti itself. So Prathama Nidishtam goes for Begam Bhaya hetu. So Bhayasya hetu, Bhaya hetu. Nothing special over there. Let's see. You want to do some of these? Let me try. You want to try Hindu? You want to try this for us, Hindu? Give us some answers here. I think they are all kind of straight. Okay, next one. Sambhogaihi bhuktaha. Sambhogaihi.
I thought it was again going to be Kartukarane Krita Bahula.
Kartukarane Krita Bahulam. Because which one you think? Which one is it? Is it the Kartukarana way? What do you think it is?
Kartru.
It's the karta, because Sambhoga is a karta. Somebody who has been enjoyed by the pleasures. Vayam sarve sambhoga hi bhukta eva. So we have been consumed by the pleasures. Anyway, sambhoga hi bhukta. So dhatu bhuj become bhukta. Again, we have to confirm that this is a krut pratyaya. We just saw that to the thing. And the sutra we're using is 3-102, which is Nishtha Taktavatu. Nishtha is Sanya Sutram 1126. So this is the Krut Pratyaya here, and we have a Katruvachaka Subantam. So Kartakarane Kruta Bahulam. Karane Kruta Bahulam. So the Tritiya will get the Prathama Nidishtam, that will get Upasaja Sanya, Upasajanam Purvam. So straightforward Sambho Gaihi Bhuktaha, Sambhoga Bhuktaha Bahulam. Same thing, next one also is straightforward, which is the Dvitiya Samasaha.
Dvitiya, right.
So Gramam Prapta.
Dvitiya Shita Atita.
Very good. So that is Sutram. What number it is? It will be
224.
224. Dvitiya Shita Atita Patita Gatatyasta Prapta Pannaihi. So Prapta is here. Dvitiyantam Etaihi saha samasyate, Ditya samaso cha bhavati. So we get the prapta. So in this case, Ditya prathama nirishtam. So that will get the upasasanya upasajanam purvam, become gramam praptaha, grama praptaha. Next one is the Rajnyaha Samipam. Rajnyaha Samipam. So this is Shashti, right? So Sutram Shashti. And Rajnya is Shashtyantam Padam Prathamanidishtam Samasa Upasajanam Purvam. Only thing here is a Nakar Lopa which you're going to get. So let's just go through the steps quickly. So we get Rajan plus Nyas, Sami plus Su. And then we get the usual Supluk. And then we get Rajan Samipa. Now this is a Samipa is an adjective, so it's qualifying somebody. So in this case, Raja Samipaha, you can say Mantri, somebody, minister who's close to the king. So Paravalingam Dhanvatat Purushayoho, you decline that. And then we say Raja Samipam Gruham we can take, because if you take it as neuter, then Ato Amipurvaha, Rajan Samipam. And finally, by 8 to 7, we get the Nakar Lopaha. No lopa prajapadikantasya, because Rajan has the padasanya, because Rajan got the pratyaya nyas, and then we took the supluk, but pratyaya lope pratyaya lakshanam. Only nalumata angasya only stops the anga karyam. This is a subtle point over here now, is that when the pratyaya nyas cannot do any operation on Rajan, because pratyaya lope pratyaya lakshanam, but nalumata angasya, when you use the word lu, means look, shlu or lup, to do an elision, then that angam cannot, that pratyaya cannot do any anga karyam, but the lakshanam is still there. So right now I'm using the pratyaya nyas to give only the sanya, the padasanya to Rajan. That cannot be stopped, because pratyaya lope pratyaya lakshanam will be enough to give the sanya of padam. Because suptingantam padam we have to apply that. Suptingantam padam, because this one nalumata angasya only stops any anga karyam, means in the angasya adhikarha. This one suptingantam padam is 1.4.14, a sanya sutram. So Rajan will get the Rajan shabdasya padasanya bhavatyeva. It will get the padasanya, and then once you have that, then we can use, because why do we need padasanya? Because in order to use 8 to 7, because no lopaha prajapadikantasya. It has to be a prajapadika nakaraha. This should be nakara end of prajapadikam, and also it has to add the end of the padam also. So nakara should be a prajapadika nakaraha at the end of the prajapadikam, and also should be at the end of a padam. So this all is satisfied. So we get Raj Samipam because of pratyaya lope pratyaya lakshanam suptingantam padam, because the pratyaya nyas came and went away, but it gave the lakshanam behind, so this got the padasanya. That's the only thing special, otherwise nothing special over here. And then we did an adjectives qualifying somebody, so we have to decline that. Next one is Prabhav Adhinaha. This one you have to change this one, please. You change the Vigraha, this Vigraha Vakyam, you change it. Even though we can use this, I guess, based on the Vartikakara, we just talked about that. Please make it Prabhav Adhi. Prabhav Adhi. This you change this one. Prabhav Adhi. And the steps are, we just did that in the class just today itself. So Prabhadinaha. Prabhu Adhinaha. So we'll go through one more time just for practice. Instead of Ishvara, just substitute Prabhu over here. So we start with the Saptami Shaundaihi. And in that we have this, the Adi Shabdo Atra Pachyate in the Shaundadi Ganaha. Shaundadi, first of all, Shaundaihi is Bahuvachanam. From that we know it's not just the word Shaunda, but it's Shaundadibhihi. And in that the word Adhi is indicated, has been mentioned in the Shaundadi Ganaha. And then Adyuttara Padaditi Kha Pratyaha Swarte Nityam. We take Prabhu plus Ni. And then because Adhi is Sanya of Karma Pravachaniya, because of Adhirishware, and by 239 Yasya Cha Ishvara Vachanam, we get the Saptami with the word Prabhu. Yasmadhikam Yasya Cha Ishvara Vachanam Tatra Saptami, because that's an apavada for the Karma Pravachaniya Yukte Dvitiya would have normally come, like in Gita chapter 16.3. But then Yasya Cha Ishvara Vachanam Tatra Saptami. So we get Saptami, and then Adi is Nipataha, is Avyasanya, Avyad Apsupaha, Supluk. Pratama Nidishtam is the Saptami, the Sutam Saptami Shaundehi, then Pasajanam Purvam, and Akasami Dir Supluk, Akasami. No, in this case, only thing different, we have to use Iko and Achi over here. Prabhu plus Adi Prabhvadi. Prabhvadi. So the only difference will be that instead of using Akasami Dirghaha, we'll use the 6177 Iko and Achi. Prabhvadi. And then Pratya Kha is added Swarthe Adhyutar Padat Khaha. Then Khasya Ina Adeshaha. Then Angam gets the Bhasanya by Yachibham because this is a Tadita Pratyaha because of 547. And then after that, Yasya Ticha Ikar Lopaha. So we get Prabhvadina. This is an adjective to whatever. Prabhvadinam Yashaha. Prabhvadinam Yashaha, etc. Okay, let's go to the next one. Kridayam Nipunaha, nothing special. I mean, the word Nipuna is included in the Shaundadi Ganaha, Shaundehi. Someone who's skilled, one who's clever, one who's smart in playing sports. So Kridayam, this is Saptami Shaundehi. Saptami is the Prathamanidishtam. So Prathamanidishtam Samas Upasajanam Purvam. Krida Nipunaha. Let's put a document here. Right, so that we have already put it down here in the document. So Krida Nipunaha. Okay, so Kridayam Nipunaha. So in 2140. This example is nothing special in these exercise. Everything has already been done in the class. So Shakena Parabhutaha. Again, this is the Kattukarani Krita Bahulam, same old thing. Para plus so Parabhu is to be defeated, to be overpowered, to be put down, to be subjugated, whatever. So Shakena Parabhutaha, same old thing. Kattukarani Krita Bahulam. Then Titiya is the Prathamanidishtam, then that gets the Purnipataha. So Shakaparabhutaha. Nagarat Parastaha. This is the Vyakhyanam. We saw the Vyakhyanam on 2137 because the word Parastaha. See here on 2137, if you recall, let's go back to that. Again, this comes to the same principle of extending these rules because they will not justify every kind of Vedikrana Purusha, will not justify that. So 2137, Panchami Bhayena. There, the Kashika makes a comment in Panchami Bhayena. Let's go to the Vyakhyanam on that. We already saw that in the class also, but we see one more time, 2137, because the word Parastaha, we cannot be justified because the next sutram only has the few of them, which is the Apeta, Apoda, Mukta, Patita, Apatrastaihi. So how do you get the samasa with Parastaha? We have the word Panchami Bhayena, so that we cannot use Bhaya. Then Stokantika Durar Kritrani Tena, we cannot use that either. So we have only three rules. See, all we have is these three rules, only to make a Panchami Purusha, Panchami Samasa. So we cannot fit the Parasta in there anywhere. So then the Vyakhyanam is, we looked at the, so Atra Vyakhyanam Asmakam Sharanam. Is Vyakhyanam Sharanam, we have to go with the Vyakhyanam, and what Kashika suggests is that we can take the Bahulam, which is coming down to us from here, Bahulam. Either we take the Bahulam down, or we can take the Panchami and Yoga Vibhagaha, one of the two, and I think the Kaumudi, he says, take Yoga Vibhaga of these. Kashika and Panchami, he suggests that is Purvasya eva ayam Bahula Grahanasya Prapanchaha. There's some typos here, but Prapanchaha. So this Panchami Bhayana is just elaborating on the Bahulam, which already came before in this Sutram Pratyakarani Krita Bahulam. This Panchami Bhayana is Purvasya eva Bahula Grahanasya Prapanchaha. It's only it's nothing new, so elaborating on that, which means that now we're not limited to just that word Bhayana. He says, Tathacha Grama Nirgataha. We can use that. So Grama Nirgataha, one who has departed, set out from the village. So here there's no sutram to make the samasa as such. So Grama Nirgataha. So we can use the same technique now. Is that Bahula Grahanasya Prapanchaha Tena Atrapi Samasaha Vidhiyate. So we can do the samadhanam here also. Nagarat Parastaha. one who has been literally thrown out of the village. Parastaha is, I think, let's see, he might give it in the vocabulary here. Parastaha, parastaha. So, no, he doesn't give here. Yeah, parastaha, one who has been expelled from the village. So, asukshepane means to throw, like sannyasaha. So, parastaha is one who has been thrown out, one who has been discharged, expelled from the village. So parastaha. So we have to use the Vyakhyanam on 2137. So either we take the Bahulam down or we make Yogi Bhagaha. Either way, we have to make it Nagara parastaha. Nagara parastaha. But still, Panchami will be Prathama Nidishtam. That lay the Purnapataha. They make it Nagara parastaha. It's an adjective to somebody. Nagara parastaha Devadattaha. Now, Asanaya Daru is straightforward. We saw this one. This fits nicely with this sutram, which is the Chaturthi. Chaturthi tadartha bali hita sukha rakshitaihi. And if you look at the Kaumudi again quickly, it says that the Chaturthi Chaturtyanta arthaya yat tadvachina. So a word which signifies something which is meant for something which is Chaturthi, ending Chaturthi. So it says Asanaya Daru. It is the word. So the Asanaya is Chaturthyantam Padam. So Chaturthyanta Artha means the Asanam. Chaturthyantam is only the Padam, it's only a word, Shabdaha eva. Chaturtyanta Artha means the meaning of that word, which is the asanam. And then Chaturtyantarthaya, something which is meant for that, which is used for that. So yat tad vachina, and then we can skip all of these because these are the remaining part of the sutram. Chaturtyantam va samasyate. So the daru, which is the wood, is meant for the asanam. So that will compound with the Chaturtyantam, the asanam. And then there's a Vyakhyanam tadarthena prakriti vikriti bhavaha eva griyate. So it must transform to that. So the word is transforming into the stool or whatever it is, into the chair or stool. So prakriti vikriti bhava eva griyate. And then because you cannot say so yupaya daru, but you cannot say randhanaya sthali. It is a pan used for frying or cooking. So we cannot say that because the pan does not become, the food. So Randhana is thali. So it is meant for that. So anyway, here we have the Prakriti Vikriti Bhava. You need to check that. So this word Tadartha. So this is what we're using in Sutram is Tadartha. Something which is meant for that, which is used for that, which transforms to that. So 2-1, and just once we do 2-1-36, remaining straightforward. So we can say Asana Daru, 2-1-36, Tadartha. So the word Tadartha. So we highlight that. Again, nothing new. We already did in the class before. Kamalena Sadrishaha. This is a special sutram, 2-1-31, where the word Sadrisha is mentioned by Panini. Says Purva Sadrisha. Samonartha, Samonartha, Kalaha Nipuna Mishra Shlakshanaihi, and Tritiya is Anuvritti is coming down. Vasamasyate. Tatpurusha Samaso Bhavati. Trityantam can compound with one of these words. Sadrisha is one of them, so means which is similar. So when this example in the book that we have now is Kamalena Sadrishaha, somebody who resembles a lotus. Kamalena Sadrishaha, Kamala Sadrishaha. So 2-1-31. Again, any new Panini rule, try to repeat at least a few times, is Purva Sadrisha, Samonartha, Kalaha Nipuna Mishra Shlakshanaihi. Purva Sadrisha, Samonartha, Kalaha Nipuna Mishra Shlakshanaihi. Shlakshnaihi. Purva Sadrisha, Samonartha, Kalaha Nipuna Mishra Shlakshnaihi. Sadrisha is mentioned there. We can use that sutram. So we can make Kamala Sadrisha. Again, I'm not putting all the steps now. Kamala plus Ta, Sadrisha plus Su, and so on. Titya is Prathamanadishtam. That will get the Upasajana Sanya, Upasajana Purvam. Next one is the Kshudaya Piditaha. This is our usual Katyakarani Krutabahulam again. Because you have Tityantam, the word Kshudha. So one who is afflicted by hunger, one who is stressed out by hunger. So
Satishi?
yes, sir.
Can you use for this one Tritiya Tatkuta Thena Gunavachanena? Will that be a quality? Kshudaya?
What it's not a quality which transformed to him, right? Let me say, when you say, for example, Karnaha, etc. So this is not a, because see that should be a because this is a participle from a dhatu, an adjective to somebody, right? So Karnaha, I mean, is it a quality imparted to him by the see, I don't think Pidita is a quality, you know. That's the thing, because let's look at what, see, one thing you can do is that look at the examples on that sutram, you know, and see if you can fit one of them to match this one. Because see, here we clearly have a Krit Pratyaya being used, right?
Krit Pratyaya we have.
Yeah, so there's no need to go into any of that. No need to, because we have is the Krit Pratyaya is there, so we can simply finish it off with the Katrika and Kritha Bahulam, you know.
Okay.
And then yeah, because this is really the karta, isn't it, of this one? It's a karta of this action. So somebody who's been stressed by
Pedanam, right?
So pida. So I think it fits very well in 2132. We don't need to go anywhere else. So Kridaya Piditaha, again this karta, this is Katakarane, you can take it Saptami, then Titya is Prathamadishtam. So Kshudha Piditaha. Kshudha Piditaha will be the final form. Kshudha Piditaha. Now next thing, same thing, Asmabhi Drishtaha, next sutram is same thing. Asmabhi, Asmat Pradipadikam, Asmabhi Drishtaha, Asmat Drishtaha, same. Again, this is the Karta, Katakarane Krita Bahulam. Only one couple of reminders here, by the way. Not today's topic, but look at this Kshudha Piditaha, you know, let's leave that one. Let's leave it. We don't need it for today. Let's look at this one though. Asmad Drishtaha. Now, it's not Mad Drishtaha. It became Asmad Drishtaha. Now, why do I bring it up? Because we study a sutram later, I think hopefully, you know, quite soon now, which when does Asmad become Smat? Like in Gita, Manmanavo, Mad Bhakto, Madhyaji, Mam Namaskaru. So then there, how did Asmad become Mat over there? Why didn't it become Mad over here now? In Mad Bhaktaha, Asmad became Mat. Now here, it did not become that. Why did it not become that? Because that requires the Ekavachanam. So Ekavachanam has to be used over there. Let me see if we can find the sutram here, which is, okay, 7.2, Tyadadina Mahan, prior to that, Ashtana Vibhaktau, Yamaramana, Bharadwajasya Gamerit. The sutram is said, if it is the Uttarapadam is there, Asmad or Yushmad has been used in a Ekavachanam. It might be in 7.2 or 7.3, where there is two places where the Asmad Yushmad Pradipadikam is declined. And there at the end of that, let's see, probably it is Rayaholi, Yuva, Toa, Hausau, Tubhyam, Tamanyasi. This is the one. Pratyuttarapadayoscha, Pratyuttarapadayoscha. What is Sutram 7298? And this doesn't apply right now to us, but in case you're wondering how it became Mat over there, it didn't become Mat over here. Let's look at briefly this one, 7298, because that requires it to be used in Ekvachanam. When we say Mad Bhaktaha, it means my devotee, not our devotee. So Mad Bhakta means only, Asmat is only Ekavachanam there. We say Asmad Acharya means our Acharya, all of us, means two or more. Ekavachane anuvartate. When Ekavachane, when Asmad you should use Ekavachane. So Pratyaya follows Uttarapadecha, means in a compound. So when Asmad or Yushmad is used in Ekavachanam, and there is a, Uttarapadam is following that, then Vartamanayoho Yushmad Asmadoho Ma Paryantasya to the Makara. So Yushma and Asma, that becomes the Tva and Ma. So Asma becomes Ma, and then you add the At, Atogune becomes Mat. So this sutram, which is Pratyottarapadayoshcha, the typo here, Pratyottarapadayoshcha, that only, is there, this is Ashtadhyayi typo here, right, Bindu? Pratyaya, right? Pratyaya, this is a typo here. Okay, I didn't realize that. Okay, there's a typo here. That's why this is Pratyottarapadayoshcha. So Pratyaya. There's a typo here. So there's typo both of these. You should Pratyaya, not Pratyaya, Pratyaya. and then here it should be uttara, uttara, pratyayottara padayoscha. So when asmad use mad, I use in ekavachanam, and then uttara padam following, then the asma becomes ma, has to become mat. But here we didn't have that because right now we have, asma bhi, bahuvachanam. So it doesn't apply. So 7298 doesn't apply. Maybe I can put document here. Is that the 7298 does not apply. 7298 does not apply. Does not apply. Does not apply. Does not apply. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next one. Asmadrishta, same sutram. Kadhukaran krita bahulam. This is the karta which is seen by us. Same nishtha pratyay, again same thing. Nishtha taktavatu nishtha. Masa agatasya tasya. Masa agataha. This was the 225 which is on the last class. Last class we saw this sutram which was 225. In this also an apavada for shashti tatpurushaha. So kalaha, which is coming in the last class, which is the kalaha parimanina. So kalavachak shabdaha. So kalaha. This is the prathama-nirishtam. Parichedyavachina, by that with some subantam which they measure or which they time somebody else. Subantena saha kalaha means units of time, not the word kala, but units of time. Samasyante. So maso jatasya yasya saha. So for one whose 1 month has gone since he was born. So maso jatasya yasya saha. So Vigravakyam it put yasya saha. So masa jataha. So same thing here. We look at the example given here, because this kalaha is prathama-nirishtam. Apavada for shashi tatpurushaha, because otherwise this jatasya would have got the purnipataha. We don't want that. You don't want jata masaha. You want masa jataha. So here we have the example in the book right now, which is masa agatasya tasya, exactly the same thing. This is kalavachaka shabdaha, and then this is the one which is being measured, the time since somebody came. So you get masa plus su and agata plus nyas, and then the usual karyam become masa agataha. Masa agataha. Let me see, I put in the document here. It is so. Let's see, I may have put in a document here in the homework. Okay. So masaha agatasya yasya saha. Should put yasya saha. Yasya saha. Masa agataha agatasya yasya saha. Yasya saha. So masa agataha. So kalaha parimanina. Those steps are same to those in masa jataha, so on above. Same steps as masa jataha. Only thing here you have to do the akasama dirgha. Akasama dirgha. Everything is the same. Dukkham apannaha. Again the same rule which we used before. Dvitiya samasaha. So 2-1-24. Dvitiya. Shritatita, so 2-1-24. The Purusha starts from 2-1-2-2. Then Musutram in between, which is the Dviguscha. Then starts Dvitiya, Shritatita, Patita, Gatatyasta, Praptapannaihi. So Dukkham Apannaha, one who has come in contact with, one who has encountered sorrow. So this is the Prathama-nirishtam samasa prasanam purvam. So Dukkha will get the Purnipataha, and then so dukkha plus plus apanna plus su, usual steps, dukkha apannaha, akasame dirgha, dukkha, it's an adjective to somebody, dukkha apannaha devadattaha, you can say like that. So 2-1-24. Now the next three, janebhya hitam, beneficial unto the people, krishnaya balihi, offering to Shri Krishna, so naptrubhyaha rakshitaha, which has been protected for the benefit for the grandsons, naptrubhya rakshitaha. So these are all going to be this, and then these three are going to be all 2-1-36, 2-1-36, which is chaturthi tadarthartha bali hita sukha rakshitaihi. The steps are all same before. So one more time is that the Hitam is in the sutram right here. Hita be beneficial to the people, so will become Janahitam. Janebhya hitam, Janahitam. And if you want to do that, so it will be Jana. Let's see document one more time. We'll take Janebhya hitam. So Jana plus you'll get the Pratyaya Bhyas, and then Hita plus Su, usual steps. And finally, when you compound it, Paravalingam Nantana Tatpurushayoho. So Hita is an adjective, so it's qualifying something which is neuter. Then we do Pratyaya, Su, then Ato Amipurvaha. So same thing, Krishnaya Balihi, Krishna Balihi. Bali also in the same sutram, which is the Chaturthi Samasaha. So Bali is over here, an offering to Krishna, and Rakshitaha, Rakshitam. So Naptrubhya Rakshitam, which is I think Naptru means grandson. I'm pretty sure. Let's double check that. But Naptru means grandson. Naptru. So that which is protected, reserved, reserved for the grandkids. Naptrubhya Rakshitam. Naptru. Grandson. Okay. Now the next thing, what do we have now? Chorat bhiti is straightforward. Panchami bhayena. Panchami bhayena has a vyakhyanam in there, which is the not as you say vartikam in there. It is this Panchami bhayena. Panchami bhayena. If you look at the last class, there was a vartikam which we saw. So Katyayana extends the word bhaya to some other words also, in a similar kind of meaning. So here we go. So bhaya, bhita, bhiti, bhi iti vachyam. So chorat bhiti. Even though Panini says only Panchami bhayena, you have the word bhiti here also. So we can extend that one. So that you can use Panchami bhayena with the vartikam. So vartika balat. So bhiti shabda api griyate. So and chorat is Panchamyantam, so Panchami in the Sutram is Pathamanadishtam. So Chorat Bhitaha. Chorat Bhitaha. This is also included in the same Vartikam. It's an adjective. Bhiti is a feminine noun. Bhita is an adjective. So Chora Bhitaha Devadattaha. Someone who's afraid of the thief. Chorat Bhitaha, Chora Bhitaha. So by Panchivayana with the Vartikam. Samsarad Muktaha, this is 2138. Samsarad Muktaha. Here the word, only complication here is that not all of this can be compounded, only some can be compounded. We can assume this Shishta Prayogaha, Apeta Podha Mukta Patita Patrastair Alpashaha. So only some can be converted, some cannot be compounded. But anyway, the word Muktaha is in here. So Panchami. Etaihi saha alpashaha samasyate. So Panchami ending word can be compounded with these, but not any compounding is allowed. Only the limited compounding is allowed depending on the usage. So assuming this is a good usage, we use 2138. Anurutya Panchami is coming down. Prathamanidishtam. Mukta Shabda is over here. So it becomes Samsara Muktaha. But the usual Samsara Muktaha. Last one, Gopalasya Sakha. Sutram itself is Shashti. By the way, when you do Shashti Tatpurusha, as I mentioned to you, always check the Nishedha is coming in there. Shashti Tatpurusha, that's the key of the Nishedha. So Nishedha Nirdharane, and then we saw the, Tena Cha Pujayam, then we saw this one, which is Tujakabhyam Kartari, Tujakabhyam Kartari. We should always check these, to see Nishedha is coming in. But this is not Nishedha, because this is just the Shesha Shashti. Sambandha Shashti, Gopalasya Sakha, Sambandha Shashti. Only thing here is that we're going to have a Samasanta Pratyaya coming in. So let's look at that one. Okay, let's go down here. So Gopalasya Sakha, Sutram is Shashti. So we get Gopala Nyas plus Sakhi, so Sutram Shashti, Pathamanadrishtam, Upasajanam Purvam. So Gopala Sakhi plus the supluk as usual, Patipadika Sanya supluk. Now Raja Sakibhyashtach. So Rajan, Ahan and Sakhi. When they're at the end of a Samasaha, we get so good Samasantaha, Samasantaha starts from 5468 Samasantaha, and there we have 5491 Rajahas Sakibhyashtach, and this is in the Tatpurushasya Samasaha, ending in Rajan or Ahan or Sakhi gets the touch pratyaya. Now the example in Gita, page 1 of Gita, Kashi Rajascha Viryavan. Kashi Rajascha Viryavan. So we can, so now when you get Gopala Sakhi, Pratyat touch when we add Chutu Halantyam, so Anubandha Lopaha, again as usual we get the Bhasanya, this Yamodi Samasantaha, also Tadita Pratyaha, so they're also Swadi Pratyaha, so Utsargaha is the Swadishva Sarvanamasthane Padasanya, but then Yachibham comes, and because they are both in the Adhikara of Ekasanya Adhikara starts from 141. Akadara the Ekasanya. So, and because the Bhasanya will be a subset of the Padasanya, so that will take precedence. So Yachibham, and then same sutram Yasyiti cha Ivarnantasya Avarnantasya Bhasanyakasya Angasya Lopabhavati Tadite Ikare cha Pare Pratya touches Tadita Sanya, because this is the Samasanta is a subset of Taditaha. So then we get Yachibham, then we decline it, because Paravalingam Dono Tatpurushayoho, Paravalingam. So this Sakhi is a Pullinga Shabdaha, and then Ramavat Gopal Sakha. So that completes the easy part. Now let's look at some of these over here, which is the translate into Sanskritam. Okay. Then the italicized portion should be translated Tatpurusha compound. So let's see now. You try Sindhu this one for me. Defeated by his enemies, the general abandoned his soldiers. So defeated by his enemies. So it's clearly what here? It is going to be Kartikarani Kritabahulam. So what's your answer in the read out to us? What do you have?
Yes, he.
So yes, we have the word defeated over here, I think, right? Parabhuta, right? So Parabhu, so defeat. Okay. So what will be Shatru Athva Ari?
That use Ari or Shatru or.
Yeah, Ari is fine. So Ari is your mic bad? Is my mic bad? I'm hearing some background noise. I don't know which one it is, but anyway. So Ari defeated by his enemies, general abandoned his soldiers. So Ari Parabhutaha Senanihi, then Swan Sainikan. I think it might be your mic in those. Let me mute you for time being. It could be your mic. Okay. So Ari Parabhutaha Senanihi Swan Sainikan Yodhan, you can say. In Gita the word soldier become Yodha, comes in Gita. Pratyanikeshu Yodha Tasmat Muttishta Yasho Lavaswajitva Shatrul Munshuraj. Chapter 11 of Gita. Pratyanikeshu Yodha. So those who are in the opposing army, they will not exist. Even without you, they will be going to be killed. It's a famous shloka of the Gita. It says Kalos Vilokas. So here it is. Yodha Vira also. Tathanipi Yodha Viran. It says here it's coming. Yodha Vira is coming here. And Pratyanikeshu Yodhaha. So Rutapitran Bhavishyanti Sarve Yavasthitaha Pratyanikeshu Yodhaha. So the soldiers in the opposing armies will not continue to be even without you. So anyway, Yodha. So we can use that one. Yodha is a soldier. So we can use Swa as the adjective for that. So Swan Yodhan. Then Atyajat, abandoned. And let's see, has he given over abandoned over here somewhere? Repeat, reflect, to give up. Oh, Parityajya. So Parityajat. So Parityajat in there, because Parityaj, to give up. So the only compounding here was Shatru Parajitaha. So this is the Shatrubhihi Athva Aribhihi Parajitaha. Same old, which is 2132. Kartikaran Krita Bahulam. So this Shatru is the Shatravaha is the Kartaraha. So we'll have Shatru plus Bhis plus Parajita plus Su. Then Paravalingam in the end. Tatpurushayoho. Shatru Parajitaha Senanihi. Swan Yodhan. I think we can Paryatyajata. So make it Pari Pasatyajat. So make it Parya. Because he has given the vocabulary, he has given that form. So Pari Atyajat. So Pari Atyajat. atyajat, pari plus atyajat, so become paryatyajat. So yodhan become, I'll make it like this because okay. So yodhan paryatyajat. So paryatyajat. So of course, the rest of it is straightforward. Swan and Yodhan is Dvitiya, Dvivachanam, I mean, Bahuvachanam is the karma of the Atyajat. This is Lang Lakara, straightforward. Itascha. These we won't do in the class anymore because these are already covered by the daily examples many times. So this is Itascha, and here, of course, you have Tasmacha, so Nafpumsi, Nakara coming over here. So Shatruparajitaha Senanihi, Swan Yodhan Paryatyajat. And this is the Titya Samasaha Katyakarane Krita Bahulam. Next one is okay. The wheels of the chariot were turning fast. Now turning, he has given parivrit, and for as he goes for fast, I would say shigram. You can say shigram. You can use that as a kriya visheshanam. So shigram. So that's what I did. I don't think sasambramam is like sasambramam. Sasambramam is like in haste. Like this generally means, not something who's living. Sambramaha like confusion, flurry, with a flurry, in a flurry. So I don't think that it will go well with chakrani. So of course the samasa is straightforward here. Shashti Tatpurusha is Sutram Shashti itself. So you can say the Rathasya Chakrani. So by Sutram Shashti. And there is no Nisheda coming over here. This is not Nirdharane. This is not, this is none of these. So when Shashti Tatpurusha, we check only for the Nishedha. So whether it is the Pratipada Vidhana Shashtina Samasyate. That's the constant thing remember in your mind. One thing remember in your mind is that Pratipada Vidhana Shashtina Samasyate. So all the special Shashtis don't compound. And then you can think about the Krud Yoga Shashti Samasyate, all that afterwards. But the Shashti which is, so this Tinacha Pujayam, anyway nothing is coming here. We have the simple, so Shashti basically, if you're using Shashti by 2, 3, 50, you're fine. This Shashti Sheshe. So Sambandha. So, Swaswami Sambandha, etc. So here that's all we have. So we can say that Ratha Chakrani, you can either say that turn fast, Shigram Paryavartanta, or if you really want to make it more literal, you can say Ratha Chakrani Shigram Parivartamanaha Asan, because were turning fast. So parivartamana means were turning. Parivartamanaha asan. So asan means they were turning fast. I put both in the document over here. Rathachakrani shigram paryavartanta athva rathachakrani shigram parivartamanaha asan. Of course, asan is the lang lakaraha dhatu as. It's going to be coming in the Saturday class, maybe in the next class or class after that, we'll have the word asan. We are in the Adhadigana in the Saturday class right now, so you'll get this example. And the only thing over here is the Asiddhavatatrabhat, which means that, just very quickly, Dhatu is as. This is the Pratham Purusha Bahuvachanam, Lang Lakaraha. In fact, what happens here is that you get two rules in the section 6.4.20, Asiddhavatrabhat. So 6.4.22 is Adhikara, and this is not today's topic, okay? I'll just give you 1 minute summary of this. You will be getting examples very shortly in the examples coming. So what this sutram says, Asiddhavatrabhat, which we did in the last Saturday class, is that abhat means up to the end of 6.4, because the bhasya adhikara. So including the bhasya adhikara, I mean basically up to the end of 6.4, asiddhavat means if two operations are operating on the same element, based on the same element, they will not see each other. They will not see each other. They will proceed independently. They will not see each other. So now what happens is that when we take the dhatu as for the pratyaya lang, of course in that the becomes G, lasya becomes G adesha, and in the meanwhile you get shap and shapluk by 2472. I'm doing a little bit fast in the class, but then what happens is that we get the shnasoral lopaha. Shnasoral lopaha, because the pratyaya ji which is following, Kisha Sanya becomes a nit pratyaya by Sarvadhatukam apit 1 to 4. The ji becomes a nitvata. When that happens, the akara of as goes away. For example, when you have asti, staha, santi, that asti the tip pratyaya, it is, so it doesn't become nitvat. But the tas and ji, their sarvadhatukam apit becomes nitvat. So you get akar lopaha, vashnasoral lopaha. So we get akar lopaha. Now in the meanwhile, what happens is that by the sutram ad ajadinam, you get the ad agamaha ajadinam. Now you can ask that, now after we did the al lopaha, this no longer ajadi, isn't it? Because when we had in this form as plus anti, and then we made it sa plus anti. Now how can we begin the ad agama after that? It's only ad ajadinam. Ad ajadinam. It has to be ajadi pratyaya following, which of course you all know from daily examples, I hope. So ad ajadina. But now we already did nasor or lopaha, which is 64114. And after, how can we do ad ajadina after that? But it is in the adhikara vasiddhavadatrabhat, because both these sutras, nasor or lopaha, as well as ad ajadinam, are both in the section of asiddhavadatrabhat. So these two sutras are both concerning this akara of as. They both depend, they're acting on the same part. The akara, one is doing the akara lopaha, one is doing the ad agamaha based on the ajadi angam. So they will not see each other. So even after doing nasar or lopaha, we can do the ad ajadina, make it the form asa. If you want to practice this one, you will get examples coming soon to you. If you want to look up the dhatu as, lang lakarha. So I've given both the forms here. So Jata Chakrani. Anyway, for today's class, only Shashitat Purusha is today's topic. That's straightforward over here. Paravalingam, everything as Puravat, same as before. Jata Chakrani Shigram Parya Vartanta means that the wheels of the chariot turned quickly. Athava Sachakarani Shigram Parivartamanaha Asan. They were turning quickly. This is the word, turning quickly. So Shigram as Kriya Visheshanam. Sachakarani Shigram Parivartamana Asan. The samasa is straightforward. Yes.
Is Duritam synonymous with Shigram or not?
Duritam with what?
Shigram.
Drutam. Not Duritam is a sin or something bad. Drutam you want to use. Drutam. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Drutam.
Yeah, you can say Drutam also. Vegena, we can, a lot of things are possible. I'm giving only one answer. Okay, there are many are possible. We can put Drutam. We can even put Vegena, Parivartamana. So all these are possible. There are different ways to put it. So Drutam, Vegena, all possible. Okay. Now next one also is a straightforward compound. Is number 3, which is the take and polish the wood for the door. The wood for tadarthartha. So wood for the door is become dvaradaru, because we have the prakriti vikriti bhavaha. So door, the wood is becoming the door. We need that. In tadartha, in that sutram, tadarthartha 2.1, I think maybe 35ish, 36. Chaturthi tadarthartha bali hita sukarakshitaihi. Tadartha. Chaturthyantham is the dvaraya daru. So dva chaturthyantam tadartha. So which is meant for that door, which is the daru. And should be prakriti vikriti bhava should be there. Should transform to the door. We have all of that. Chaturthyantam, which is the dwaram, will compound with the daru, become dvara daru. So dvara daru is napumsakalingam, paravalingam. The daru is napumsakalingam. So it will decline like madhu. So having taken grihitva, comes in Gita chapter 16. Muhad grihitva sadga. Any word in the Gita should flash in your mind. Always. That make that your home base. It comes in Gita chapter 16. Muhad grihitva sadgrahan pavatan suchivrataha. Moha grihitva sadgrahan pravartante suchivrataha. Asuchivrataha, it is padacheda is pravartante asuchivrataha. Asuchivrataha. So accepting things wrongly. Pravartante suchivrataha. People of the day of the, Asura Sampatti will, anyway, that's chapter 6, Grihitva. So take and polish means having taken polish. For polish, he has given this dhatu pari plus kru. Parishkru, what is the sut agama is coming over here? Parishkru. Let's look at this one for 1 second. Is the so the dvaradaru grihitva. The grihitva is first of the pratyaktva is being used by saman kritikyoho purvakale. When you have a common doer doing two actions, then the prior action will take the pratyaktva saman kritikyoho purvakale. This has come to examples many times. So 3-4-21. The number is saman kritikyoho purvakale 3-4-21. And then so this is straightforward. We saw the graholiti dirgha. This was 7-37. The idagama becomes dirgha after the dhatu grah, as long as lit pratyaha graholiti dirgha, graholiti dirgha. Now parishkuru. Now what happens is, of course, kuru form will not derive in the class because this is, I hope, is straightforward. Dhatu is kru, so we won't, that's not today's topic. But parishkuru, what happens is that in the book we had the vocabulary. It says pari plus kru is to, in the sense, to adorn, to polish. This gets a sut agama. That kakara gets a sut agama by the sutkat purva starts from 6-1-135. Panini starts sutkat purva. The sut agama, kat purva for kakara. And then in that sutram is there, samparyupebhyaha karotau bhushane. Is sam pari upebhyaha karotau, the word kru dhatu kru, bhushane. So when used in the sense of decorating or polishing or refining, when sam pari or upa is used, then following those, one of those three, samparyupebhyaha, the dhatu, the kakara of this kru will take this sut agamaha, become pari s kuru. Then what happens that after that is that, what happens is that we get this sutram which is 8.3, I think 41. 8.3.41 will say that idupadasya cha pratyaha. So idupadasya cha pratyaha. So it will become the shakara desha, parishkuru. So idupadasya cha pratyasya. Sakara is not a, in fact, let me think of one thing. Can we use Hindu? What do you think? Can we use this one over here? Can we use Idutupasya cha pratyaha? Can we use that sutram here in Hindu? What do you think? What is the? Well, it's a sut agamaha, sudar pratyaha. Sut agamaha. But then, what is the vyakyanam? What is the vritti of that? 8.3.41. We do have the ukara, the ikara become paris is there, but the sut agama has come to the kuru. So look at 8.3.41. In fact, we can stop with this one. Gives for homework for you. This is for vicharartham, for homework for you. It says 8.3.41. It says ikara upadasya cha apratyasya visarjaniyasya shakadasya bhavati. This we cannot use this. It says nir dur bahir avisya chatur and pradus. Only these six have that. The visargaha, which is for which the upadha is ikar upara or ukarha. So let's take this for homework and we'll stop with this. I also want to give you very quickly the next lesson, some sutra for next lesson. So for next lesson, next class homework, we cannot use this one. It says nir dur bahir avis chatur pradus. Only for these we can use this one. So nir dur bahir avis chatur pradus. We have pari plus sa. So find out the sutram, we get the shakara adesha for that. In the meanwhile, I'd like to take you to the next lesson, if I may, and give you some sutras for that. Let's see, are we down here? So next lesson, karmadhar and bigu and paradi samasa. So here we can, again, this is, we'll take, just give you a heads up if you want to do some homework. Karmadharya compound defined by 1-242. So read up 1 to 42 Karmadharya compound. One is a sanya sutram. Tatpurushaha samanadhikaranaha Karmadharya. The Karmadharya is defined outside of this section of 2122, because remember one more time is that from 141 start adhikara of eka sanya. So the Karmadharya sanya is defined outside of this adhikara of akadara eka sanya. So that sanya of Karmadharya can coexist. The Tatpurusha Sanya can coexist because it's outside, defined outside of the Ekasanya Adhikara. So 1, 2, 40 define what is Karmadharya. It's a Tatpurusha compound, which is Samadhikarane. So it is Samadhikarane, and then that takes us to this section which we have already seen, which we haven't used so far. So we read up to Saptami Tatpurusha we did right now, but then after that Samadhikarane. No. So basically Karmadharya compounds will be section from 2149 to 2173. Mayura Vyamsakadayascha. So up to 2172. From 2149 up to the Mayura Vyamsakadayascha will be the Karmadharya compounds. And then so there are some, this one is 189.2157, and then 2160 is for the point number 1 over here. Also you study the 6346 for the Mahad becoming Maha. Also look at 6342, and if you want to see the next page, also if you really want to do some homework, you can go to the next page. And this next page is 2169 for point number 2, then 2149 for point number 3. Then this Upama and Upamanam is 2155-56, that's number 190. And then the Dvigu, look at 2151-52. Also look at 241-2417 with the Vartikam, and then 4121. So that's for Dvigu Samasaha. Let's look at 2151-52, 241-2417 with the Vartikam, and 14121. So let's stop with that. Ramo Rajamanis Sada Vijete Ramam Ramesham Bhaje Ramena Bhyata Nishachara Chamu Ramaya Tasmai Namaha Ramannasti Paranam Parataram Ramasya Daso Smyaham Rame Chittale Sada Bhotame Bhorama Mamudhara Rama Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattalyam Ramanama Varadane Shri Ramanama Varadana Undamaiti.